Because of the problems of Hempel's covering model and the problem of asymmetry and relevance, you could provide irrelevant information and provide something that could fit within the Hempel's covering model. There's been a move towards moving towards more of a causality-based explanation. Now, causality is not really what it seems, though. What you find in philosophy is these attempts to try to answer these conundrums and these dilemmas by coming up with an alternative. In this case, we try to go with a causality-based model, because what we're trying to look for is, well, the explanation should involve, there's an intimate relationship, there should be an intimate relationship between causality and explanation. Because when I'm asking for an explanation, I'm really asking you for what caused this to happen in the way that it did. Causality, while it may appear as a plausible thing to go with, Hempel, this criticism against him is not totally fair because he was an empiricist. And the most prominent empiricist in philosophy, the one that really brought it to the forefront, was David Hume, the Scottish philosopher that we talked about previously. As an empiricist, David Hume was concerned with the connection between things, and he was quite honest with a lot of his conclusions, just drive him to the logical conclusion. The relationship between two events that are happening subsequent to each other, there is really no link. There is no really causal link between the two of them. And he went to a pretty extreme level here, where he said that, for example, when I see a vase fall, I see it falling, and then it's followed with, I see broken glass. But there is no logical connection between the two of them. From an Islamic theological perspective, all of our existence is kind of like, think about movies. Movies are just frames of still images that are moving so fast, it gives you the illusion of constant movement. All the time is just, so it looks like the screen, the video, it looks like somebody's moving. Right now you're watching this video, it looks like I'm moving my hand across, but what's really going on is the camera is taking still images at such a fast rate, however many frames per second, it gives you the appearance of things moving. It gives you the appearance of my hand moving and waving and going back and forth like that. Life is like that. That's according to Hume, and actually it's also part of Ash'ari theology and Maturidi theology in Sunni Islam, that our existence is just still images. We're not continuous like that. God creates us in instants, and it all happens so fast that we have this illusion of movement, when in reality there is no movement. And if you think about miracles, from the Islamic tradition, miracles are just a break in the pattern that we have gotten used to. So Musa alayhi salam, for example, when he goes and he takes his staff and he strikes the Red Sea, and the sea splits, and then he has a pathway to walk through. Our experience of taking staffs and sticks and whatever and striking against water has never witnessed anybody be able to strike water in a way that water starts to move and split and allow for a path. That's our experience. When we say this never happens, that's just based on our previous experience. But from a miraculous perspective, you will never find anything in the Islamic tradition where miracles are something irrational. They're always about a break in the pattern. So Musa alayhi salam striking the sea and it splitting like that, that is a break in the normal pattern of events. To give you an analogy, it's like you going to a movie, to the frames and removing one of the frames and putting another frame in. So David Hume is just telling you here that there is no necessary link. These are just still images, frames that we're seeing going back and forth. We see the vase falling and broken glass afterwards, but there's no logical connection between the two of them. And so, although it's a nice way to try to explain phenomena by appealing to the cause of it, this cause is not necessary. It is just us seeing things based on our habits. It's a force of habit. We've just seen it happen time and time again, so we just attribute it to it.